Hello, I'm Lynette Martin, Mayor of the City of Mount Gambier, and as always, following our monthly council meeting, our CEO Andrew and I get together to convey to our residents some of the matters that were discussed at the council meeting. And it was a big agenda, the November one, and there was lots of discussion, and the meeting went quite late. But sometimes we have to do that so that we can have adequate discussion and give good thought to decision making. So anyway, we got through it all, and some of the good things that happened was the Girl Guides have had approval for relocating to Hastings Cunningham Reserve to what was the paraquad shed there. Now, this has come about because their facility at Olympic Park was going to create some fire safety issues for the building of the Sport and Recreation Hub. And so we had to find a new club room for them. And council have also given them up to $37,000 to make the facility suitable for their purposes. So I'm very pleased to say that council staff worked tirelessly with the Girl Guides to come up with a good solution for everyone.
Yes, yep. So good outcome there, and we're continuing to work with other displaced tenants at Olympic Park to make sure similar outcomes are achieved for them and the valuable groups they represent in our community. As Lynette said, it was a heavy agenda, and there were some significant items around how we deal with waste in the city. So we operate a landfill site called Caroline out in the District Council of Grant, which serves our council area and a number of others throughout the Limestone Coast region. We've decided to invest in a landfill gas capturing system and in the process of entering into an agreement with a third party to collect that gas and to secure environmental benefits from that. We also had significant discussion around the gate fees for the Caroline landfill, and council will be increasing those to $190 from the 1st of January 2020 in direct response to the state government's solid waste levy increase, which has been imposed upon councils across the state. As a reaction to that, to try and help our residents, it was put forward and accepted by council to reduce the fees at our waste transfer station. So residents who use that facility from the 1st of January 2020 will see a 40% decrease in their fees from that date. The final element of our waste reports was around looking at what we do next with improving our waste and recycling options for residents, and elected members discussed this matter for quite some time last night and decided that before they push the button on any future trials or investment, that they wanted to have a look at all the elements of our waste system. So that's the waste transfer station, the reuse market, our recycling facilities, all the way from somebody's front door through to when it gets deposited at Caroline, to get a better understanding of how we deal with waste from end to end, and then a further set of briefings in 2020 to understand the implications of a range of options to affect ordinary general waste collections, green waste collections and recycling collections. So there's a lot of work to do there, but it is going to become increasingly necessary.
It is, and you know, as you said, we did have a lot of discussion on it last night, but I just felt we couldn't come to a conclusion without more information, because it is important for our residents that we do gather all the information and make the best possible decision for them in the long run. So But I've got another good news story, and that's the Royal Flying Doctor Service, in that council approved a donation of $15,000 to the service, specifically for the conversion of the hangar at the airport. And this is going to provide a wonderful facility for the transfer of patients. You know, at the moment they can be out on the tarmac in all sorts of weather. And so we were very pleased to pass that, as the Royal Flying Doctor Service, as we know, provide an outstanding service to the residents of Mount Gambier.
Yes, literally a lifeline in some cases to our residents.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great to be part of the first of these types of development that they're looking to develop in the state. We also had quite a controversial traffic management matter relating to the changes needed to facilitate deliveries to the Audi development currently under construction, and in future the Coles development on the adjacent site. The developer has approached council to amend the location of some of the parking in that area, which would lead to a loss of a few car parking spaces. So council debated that last night and came to a compromise solution, which the intent is to lead Audi and Coles to deliver outside of peak hours, preferably sometime between 9 o'clock at night and 8 o'clock the following morning, which will have no impact on the level of parking on street for the existing businesses in the area. In the longer term, when those two developments are complete, council will look at a wholesale review of parking on street in that precinct, and will seek to get as many car parking spaces back on the roads as we possibly can.
Excellent. And to finish for me, another good news story, and that's in relation to the Red Bull pump track, and also the Red Bull World Cup qualifying event that is going to be held here in Mount Gambier on December the 14th. If you've travelled along Shepperson Road lately, you will have seen the pump track being constructed, and I must say it's the only Red Bull pump track in Australia. And I believe people travel the world to get to use these tracks. So it's not only going to be fabulous for our residents, but attract tourists as well. And we all know that Red Bull is associated with success. So let's hope it equates to more success for Mount Gambier.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, big event in December coming, and looking forward to the local clubs supporting that, but also people travelling into the region to take advantage of it.
That's right, because we've got a lot of biking enthusiasts here, haven't we? And I know that the Mountain Bike Club are really looking forward to the build. Yeah.
So it'd be a great investment for the city. It wasn't a huge investment, significant, but we should get a really good bang for our buck there.
That's right. I think that wraps up our news for today and our snapshot of the November council meeting. And I remind you that you can source more information about council on our council website, where you'll get agendas and minutes, and the newsroom keeps everybody up to date with news almost as it happens in Mount Gambier. And that council meetings are held on the third Tuesday of the month in the council chamber in the Civic Centre at Watson Terrace, and the public are welcome. So goodbye until this time next month. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.